teaching, like a full and comprehensive African American history in our schools is absolutely important. I think it's absolutely important for our young people to be able to see themselves in different capacities than they're often shown by the mass media, right? These are your options according to the mass media, versus learning the history and stories of folks who've done many different things. And not just that, but also just the story of who we are, not just kind of like this person invented, peanut butter, or this person did this, you know what I mean? And those things are important, but not, where it just becomes like this one person, but real history, like the story of peoples and places, is important.
I think that since the beginning of our, educational system in this country, the system has been set up basically for us to learn history, economics, politics, anything from a very white Eurocentric perspective. We all know that by now. It's not a coincidence or an accident that Asian American history, Native American history, African American history, all of that is not included and not really emphasized in our programs. And I think that the reason for that is to keep us in our place.
I remember in elementary school, there was like maybe 2 or 3 sentences about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and that was basically it. And so they used to have a, what's it called? A Black History Bowl every year when I was in elementary school. And once they started doing that, that's where I started to learn even more about different engineers and different people that made the clock. And, so then, like every year I remember after that, like I think I was like in the 3rd or 4th grade when they started to do that. So every year after that, my mother bought me this shirt and it's read, before there was history, there was Black history or whatever. So I used to try to wear that shirt like every day in February, just so that, because I was proud. Like, did you know this?
You don't learn in depth Black history when you're in high school or when you're in junior high school. You learn, February is Black History Month. You learn Martin Luther King, and pretty much that's it. You don't really learn about the struggle. You don't learn about Malcolm X. You don't learn about Marcus Garvey. You don't learn about the movement and the different individuals who've helped, us as a people move forward in life.
In elementary school, I don't remember outside of my house learning much about like slavery and African identity and like before the Mayflower and all this kind of stuff, and you don't hear about it. I mean, it's an ugly story, so on one part you could say like, oh, I don't want to tell kids that, it's so horrible. But then again, I learned a ton about the Holocaust. I didn't learn about the Black Holocaust until I did it by myself, you know what I mean? So it needs to happen, and it's important, not just for the Black youth, but for all the youth to understand each other. You know what I'm saying? How am I going to understand what you mean when you say something, what your people are, in this huge globalized world, if I don't understand the history of your people? And how do you understand yourself? You don't, and the context of yourself. How did I get here? What's my, what let me be in this school? And what am I supposed to be doing in this school? The search for identity from a person who's of African descent is totally different when informed by that history opposed to not, you know what I'm saying? So it puts you in a weaker state not to know that. You're like a tree without roots, and it's easy to fall.